लाइट चालू है ना?
Shall I start? Start it on Instagram.
इंस्टा पे सब लोग है ना? इंस्टा पे रील नहीं होना चाहिए। इंस्टा में एक गेम है। क्या ओपन कर रही है?
Very good afternoon to you all. My name is Rizwan, Shaikh, Food Production Faculty at UI Global, Pune. At present, I am having my team from second year student Tabassum and Amisha who helped me in my recent class for today's session. Okay. So today I'll be starting the techniques and various styles of plating which we use in our plating techniques for. So the main thing is like whenever we do any kind of a plating, okay, it is like two types of platings are there. First is the classical approach, okay, which we do from our own French classical style. A French classical approach means it is having a proper plating technique established, like where we assume the plate which is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Like for example, it shows like the meat preparation or the sauce preparation or the vegetable preparation has to be plated along its various sizes. For example, like 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Like that we are having the plates. It's very much important nowadays, like plating when we go in any of the restaurants, especially like if the plating is good, wow, means the guest is satisfied. It's like the guest will have the food or the guest will taste the food first through the eyes and then the guest will have it as normal. But the main part in this, it is like for example plates. Any plate, it is having very much like it is having the rim. Okay, so your plating has to be inside the rim. Many chefs or many students, what they do during the plating process, what they do, it is like they will put all the food which is there outside the rim or outside the surface of the plate, because of which, like for example, your main part, like for example if it is a meat or if it is a chicken preparation, it is not indicating on the plate and all the garnishes are just filled on full top of that. So it's very much important to have a plating technique. I'll recommend you, whenever you do plating, it has to be sweet, it has to be simple. Do not overload or do not put more things or do not make your plate crowded, in short. Okay. So for today's plating techniques, what I am using, and it will be more of the continental side. Okay. And I have used purees. The purees which I have used, it is 100% natural, no additives, no colors are added. For example, this one which I am having, it is a pumpkin puree, just a pumpkin which is being boiled, mashed, blended. Okay. With that, next is the carrot puree. Again, the carrot which is being boiled, mashed and puree. Next, it is a beetroot puree. Means everything it is there which is very much related, which is very much natural itself. Other than that, here I am having some ingredients which I have used. For example, as you can see, this is parsley and a coriander mix dried powder. Okay, it was sun dried for 2 days, and after which I have made a powder. So this all techniques you can use for your plating also. Also in this I have also made some tuli preparations, as you can see. Okay, tuli preparation, it is just oil, refined flour and natural color, and we directly make or we directly fry it into a pan on a medium heat. Today one more interesting part I'll be explaining you, that is very much related to a molecular gastronomy, also known as caviar. Caviar, which will be a vegetable caviar, a beetroot caviar. So as you can see, this is the previous one which I have made, the beetroot caviar. Okay. Starting with the plating techniques, it's very much important. Like whenever you plate, as I told you, it has to be inside the rim. Your main course or whatever is the important component which you are having, it has to elevate, it has to look like it should not be like more of the garnishes which we are using in that. Starting formally, here I will be showing you different techniques or different styles which we use for the plating. Very much important, whatever purees which we are using, it has to be very much smooth. It has to be having that consistency that you can drop it easily without moisture in that. So the very much first which we use mostly in our platings, it is like first the dot one. So if it is any kind of a meat or a fish preparation, so what you can do, I have covered half of the plate with all the dots of the puree, and here you can keep your meat and your vegetable preparation. So this is one of the kind. Next. Here I'll just use different types of equipments which will help me to elevate it. So here I have used one more style where you can keep your piece of a meat or a vegetable preparation and then you can garnish it. So this is one of the type. The very much common which we use in our culinary plating. One more, it is like two opposite sides. Okay, and simply I'll just give a so you can use any of the element in plating. Just for example, one, you can use different colors or color combination. Like again, if the plate is white, so I'll use colors which are a little bit darker and caviar. Okay, so again I'll just, yeah, the formation is like a rainbow, very much simple. One more sauce plating here, It is using the technique of color combination again here. So small, big, medium. So I'll just stop here because in this, now this is the formation for the beetroot caviar which I told you earlier. This is the puree of the beetroot, okay, and here we are having oil which is chilled for around 4 degrees Celsius. I kept it for half an hour. The recipe says 100 ml of liquid, okay. With that I am using just 1 gram of agar agar. So now just be careful whenever you do the dropping. With the help of the chilled oil, you will get the caviar. Caviar is actually, it comes from sturgeon fish or salmon fish, okay. But here we are giving a twist, and uniqueness is here that we are preparing this with the help of the beetroot. Very much known, very much famous in continental cuisine. Many chefs, they prefer to do plating with the help by using these different techniques and styles. Get the small strainer, it might be there, or any of the strainer. You can get the big one also. A dropping consistency. Done. So just strain and come, that's it. So this was the formation of the caviar which we did, okay. Now I'll just continue again with the dropping consistency for various platings. Like in this plating, for example, if this is a meat preparation, actually this is a potato fondant. So what I will do, first and foremost, covering of the plate is very much important in contemporary style. So here I'll cover with various styles of plating and dots. Make sure whenever you make the puree, it has to be nice, smooth, okay. Avoid the impurities or avoid any kind of unprocessed or unmixed vegetable. For example, if you will find small beetroot kernels or small particles of beetroot, then it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult to just pass from the squeezy bottle. So very much important, you need to be cautious while making the puree. It has to be very much smooth enough. I'll recommend you, before making the puree or at the time, just add 2 to 3 cubes of ice during blending. Why? Adding ice during blending process will keep that color retain. Means if it is a beetroot, that red color after boiling, it will not lose its pigments. See here, I am just giving the color combination to the plate. Hence it is a white plate. So here yes, thank you. So you can see this is the beetroot caviar. Yeah, so this is the beetroot caviar which we just now prepared in front of you. Very much simple. It's just need a combination. Your measurements has to be accurate. Means the weight of the agar agar, the weight of the beetroot puree. I'll repeat the recipe. It is like 100 ml of the puree or 100 ml of the beetroot juice, and it will be just agar agar, which is almost 1 gram. That's it. In this, I'll just make use of some of the coriander as well as parsley powder. So half of the plate I've covered with the purees and half of the plate with some powder. And the meat or whatever the main elevation part you can keep in between. So you can just have a look at this plate. Going further, we'll plate more platings with related to various sauces now. So at the base it is a beetroot puree. Then again it has been covered or bordered with a carrot puree. And what I'll do, I'll simply use the caviar which we had prepared here. Please get the parsley. So I'm keeping here just parsley. You can keep any of the vegetables if you want. Baby carrot, baby turnip. Okay. This is a kind of a plating one plating. So in this step here I'll just explain you the how the times have changed with related to plating, especially in our French continental style. Most of the time what we do, we used to follow the step. For example, just assume this is a plate where this is 12 o'clock, 3, 6, 9. So the section is divided into such a way where you will place the protein, where you will place the vegetables, where you will place the sauces. It's very much important. But now in the contemporary style, what the time have evolved or what time have changed, it is showing like plating you can do anyhow. Not anyhow, but it is like it has to be elevated. Just keep the plating simple, the ingredients simple, whatever you are using. But like for example, if it is a lamb or if it is a chicken, so it has to be, it actually covers the center part, and then there will be supporting part to your meat and other item. The supporting part is most probably whatever you use. It might be vegetables, it might be starch preparation, it might be sauces. So it has to show elevate. Now many people had actually before this they had query in my lectures also that how you will elevate the food which is related to Indian cuisine. It's very much simple. For example, like Indian cuisine, if you place if for example, I want to take a plating for rajma chawal. So rajma chawal or some vegetables with that, how you will do? So one question, one student had a question with related to this. So my answer was simple. So if you want to do something which is related to modern or contemporary, first the older part, how we will plate, it will be a rice, then a rajma preparation. That's it, done. If you want to elevate, if you want to do more of the contemporary style, how you will do? You will take rice, put into any of the mold, okay, fix it nicely, put directly onto the plate, okay. Now the rajma is actually nice protein. When you will blend it more, or when you will make nice puree of that, okay, it will also relieve some starch, and that starch will help you to give that sauce consistency. So with that rice which you have plated, now the rajma, you will just put that sauce, the sauce which you have made, okay. And 2 to 3 pieces of rajma, whole rajma, you can just keep as a garnish or as on the top. That will help you for your plate. So this is one of the kind which many people use, or many chefs, they prefer to do different kinds of Indian contemporary plating also. Another thing, another question or another query, it is like, now plating, you just assume, like for example, I'll just say there are two restaurants. One of the restaurant, it is serving very excellent food, okay, but the plating is not so good, or it's just satisfactory. Another restaurant which is serving excellent food, the plating is satisfactory. Which restaurant you will choose? So according to me, it will be the second restaurant, where you will get nice food choice, plus the eye appeal or the presentation is very much nice. Why? Because as it is, many chefs also say that whenever you have a food, it is first through your eyes, then through your stomach. So it's very much important to follow basic steps and techniques in plating. I would also tell that whenever you are making garnish, do not overload your plate with full of the garnish, okay. Be your food, plate your food inside the rim, do not bring it outside your rim part. Next, whenever you're plating any kind of a garnish, your garnish has to be in very much limited form. Do not make your plate crowded with all types of garnish, putting different types of smoke, or putting any kind of vegetable. Just make it, leave it simple. Let the main part, let the mains of the plate go, or visual it easily to your guest or the customer. Here I'll just show you one more basic different points. So with the help of the tip of the spoon, again, it's just done. So again, this is one of the part where in many dishes we use this same plating. Whatever plating I am doing, it's not necessary only for the main course or continental food. The same thing is also applied for various bakery and pastry preparation. Like for example, you can make this puree of any of the fruit. You can make this puree of any of the fruit compote, or any of the relish which you want to put for your cakes and pastries. So here I'll use a little bit of color combination again. And I'll use again some caviar. Now use a small piece of tuli that will elevate your food. Little bit of again powdered parsley. And so whatever part which is fallen outside the rib, I'll just clear it. Here in this section it is very much important, like plating, it is not like everything has to be like on this same flow. For example, if your meat is being prepared for very much long time and you are doing the plating, make sure again to reheat your meat, otherwise that meat by the end it lands up to the guest table, it will be very much cold. So you need to be prepared with everything as a chef, like the preparation of the reheating food or the salamander process, or how you will again reheat the food which goes onto the table. Otherwise here you will just waste your time, or you will just consume your time in plating. By the end the meat or whatever the main food, it will get cold, especially for the hot plating. So here I'll just the sauces I have just spread it with. You can also do with the help of the toothpick also. This was the session mostly which is related to the plating. Okay, I hope that everything is being cleared in this session. I would also like to thank UI Global Pune for giving me a support, especially all the teams with related to giving the support and including everything into my demo session. I'm just signing off. Thank you for the day.